Morning, everyone. I am Rana Ravi from Committee on MSME and Startup. I would like to welcome our speaker CA Chintan sir and our coordinator CA Radhika ma'am for today's Pathshala series. Radhika ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Rana sir, for introducing us. On behalf of Committee on MSME and Startup, ICAI, we bring to you another Friday, a session on webinar on MSME Pathshala Series 2.0. Here, we shall be happy to provide clarity and insights into one of the most dynamic and vital sectors of our economy, MSME. We are pleased to have presence of a nationwide recognized speaker, CS Chintan Shah sir from South Tail of Gujarat amongst us, who shall be guiding us across different aspects of an MSME, from its birth to its maintaining its status, from guiding us through its definitions, through its importance, benefits, and the lucrative policies that we can avail. So, if with all of your permission, I request and hand over the charge to CA Chintan sir to take over. Thank you.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. Today we are here to discuss on MSMEs, the basic of MSME and related policies.
Sir, you are not audible.
So we'll start with the same. So basically, we'll be discussing on what is MSME. Of course, we all know sometimes we skip on what actually MSME is in the definitions, or sometimes because the definition is revised now, because the definition is revised, it is important for us to understand what is MSME, how does it impact us, how does it impact our clients, what benefits are available, what compliances are available, which we should follow. So let us just go through it very quickly and hope this session will be very much useful to all of us. So before we start the presentation, we have a short video on MSME. Let us just go through it.
Chintan sir, you are muted, so please unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm just playing the video.
Rana sir,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
can we, before we officially begin, can we know the count of the participants?
ma'am. I'll.
We just want to ensure that either we should wait for a few more minutes, 1 to 2, 3, 5 minutes, or we must just begin.
Let me check once, ma'am.
Yes, yes. I will share the PPT and video also with you so that we can start smoothly.
Sir, I'm yet to introduce you, Chintan sir. So as I introduce you formally, then we can begin. Just want to know if we are all together in one motion.
Okay, correct.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please start.
Rana sir, I hope you got the video. You may play the video after my introduction and we can then just start with the PPT. Thank you.
Okay, let me first introduce our faculty for MSME's Pathshala. We have amongst us CACS Chintan Shah sir, who is a renowned youth faculty from Western region. He hails from Ambergaon, a town at south tail of Gujarat. Commerce graduate, ranker from NB Mehta College of Commerce. A certified leader from IIM Ahmedabad. A budding mentor for startups under governments of Gujarat. By academics, he is triply qualified CA, CS, and CMA. From sports to singing, from elocution to debate, from professional achievements balanced with social contributions, from blogger to writer, from IS auditing and control scores from Hong Kong University to representing India's youth at Argentina. He is a bag full of achievements and also a motivational speaker. So we take in whole pride to have amongst us Chintan Shah sir to guide us upon MSMEs. Over to you, sir. We are glad to have you. Thank you so much on behalf of ICAI. Chintan sir.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. We can start with today's session on basics of MSME and related policies. So before we start with today's session, there is a small video which I wish we all watch, and then we start with our today's discussion and session. Thank you. Rana sir, if you can play the video for us.
Sir, just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
So Chintan sir, as we are live, we can have a little conversation around MSMEs.
Yes, madam. Sure.
Yes, sir. So we have gone through your profile. Your profile is quite detailed, it diversified, and you have been serving as a startup mentor. So that is something that we are all looking forward from you. So what
Yes.
is your call? What is your basic key? What is your takeaway? What are you gonna deliver here? What can we expect from you? A little brief guide before we officially
Okay.
begin.
Perfect. So today we'll be discussing on MSMEs. So many a times we all are aware MSME क्या है हम सबको पता है. But with the revision in the definitions from April 25, we all should be aware about the basic definition of MSME and what benefits we can take. Also, we can pass on to our clients being an MSME. Many a times when we talk about MSME and benefits, usually we understand that there is only financial incentives in different states and central government or different schemes. I would here put in a more importantly, what are other important benefits where we are skipping on. For example, we'll talk about Samadhan portal, we'll talk about Champions portal, we'll talk about various other initiatives where GEM portal, well,
Mr. Putin,
MSME is.
would you please make me co-host also?
Yeah. So we'll be talking about all those policies also, all those sectors also where MSMEs are empowered, MSMEs are pushed away. Apart from that, how important this MSME plays a role in our economy. And we'll be discussing in detail about the basic registration process. Many a time we as a professionals, a very basic thing about registrations, cancellation, updating the MSME Udyam, all these are very basic things, but at times we skip from our routine schedule, and a small thing but a big difference. So we'll be discussing on all those things also in our today's seminar.
We just ended in time, just in time, sir. Our video is ready to play.
Perfect. Let's get started. It has sound.
So So what is this video about, sir? Till they solve into the technicalities?
Yeah. So this video speaks about what is MSME, how it is playing important role in today's our economy of our country.
To our dear viewers, we would also like to highlight that ICI, from its Committee on MSMEs and Startup, is into the adventure of conducting MSME seminars on MSME on each Friday. And this initiative was started in year 2024. And this year we are with series 2.0.
Sir, actually, this video is not.
So now that you have given a gist of the video, maybe we can proceed ahead, sir, if you permit. Chintan, sir?
Okay, I hope now the video is audible. Madam, is video audible?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Video is not visible, sir. Chintan, sir.
Dear viewers, do stay with us throughout, because you may not know how our renowned faculty, a national faculty, will be helping you along. To help you stay motivated and stay with us throughout till 2 o'clock, we request you to drop in your queries, and we are delighted to have presence of CCM and Vice Chairman on Committee on MSMEs and Startup, C. Arpit Kabra, sir. We are glad and delighted to have you, sir. C.
Good
Arpit
afternoon,
Kabra, sir.
everyone.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Radhika. I think I'll quickly, it's a great occasion, great moment. I'm happy that we are doing these sessions. Thank you, Chintan Bhai and Radhika, for both being here. What I want to just tell you quickly is we recently came from a very, very big forum where Yogi Adityanath ji had invited this ICI to enter into an MOU with the UP government to handhold, and please mark the words, 96 lakh MSMEs in just UP. There is a function called as OPOD, one product, one district, one product, ODOP, that they have launched. And these products district wise were on the tips of his hands. I think in this entire mechanism, let me tell you, the ministry itself has mentioned there are around 1.3 crore MSMEs who are yet to be served by a chartered accountant. So, friends, I think it's a huge opportunity with more and more webinars, with more and more skills that you will get. Please make sure that every Friday we are going to hold MSME clinics where we are encouraging, through ministries, we are encouraging MSMEs to drop to our branches, to drop to our ICI positions and infrastructure, where we would advise them, we would consult them, we would provide services pro bono, so that at least they know that what is it to deal with a chartered accountant. What is it that they can get when they are working with the CA? How is it so professionally different, and how they can really help in growing them and the organization. I was recently in Raipur. Let me tell you, those MSMEs have not yet taken subsidies from central government. The state subsidies are so massive there. Perhaps there's no one who's guiding them well. I think it's time in Maharashtra, in Gujarat, there are phenomenal amount of subsidies. The government is doing a lot of work. We should gear up make sure that we have the same kind of enthusiasm that we have for a GST compliance maybe, or for a tax audit report maybe. Today, let me tell you that tax audit reports is a function of only and only chartered accountants, because all of us in the council stood together, ran against time, made those representations which ensured that the ministries and the government decides only and only one accountant, that is a chartered accountant, who are eligible for doing all these functions. Now we need to again rise up, make sure that we are willing to say there is a strong financial discipline across the country. And for the same reason, we have made format accounting compulsory for even non-corporate entities. Of course, now maybe that will be voluntary, but it is in our interest that we have financials in single format. See, there is a huge consultancy, there is a huge advisory that you can do. We can render as chartered accountants when we have to shape up the books of accounts in a proper format, especially for non-corporate entities, LLPs, and all of them. Let's not figure this out. Let's not look at this as a herd mentality. We need extension, we need waiver. We need something which will make us stand out, and believe me, more and more advisory and more consultancy that we can do, especially for MSMEs, is gonna become bigger and bigger, because the government is totally aligned to the fact that if India has to grow, India has to become independent, India has to not depend on any other locations for any other products or services. They want to do everything in-house. On that note, I think I'm sure today Chintan will bring in a lot of new unique stuff which he can do. Also, I would request you, tax audit is a time where you can identify a lot of gaps in the financials and in the functioning of your clients. Maybe if you could pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, how many ever number of gaps, and start giving them advisory and consultancy, I'm sure you'll make a huge work and value out of this entire engagement. Once again, welcoming all of you to this wonderful webinar. Radhika is a great host, and she'll take all the questions. Please keep writing those questions so that she can take it up with Chintan Bhai whenever required. And I'm sure you will have a great learning today. Over to you, Radhika. Radhika, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. With real-time update directly coming from him. He is a visionary leader, as he says so. When he mentions that he has contributed along with the ICI team in broadening the horizons of a CS practice tenure life. To help you charter into this broad area, now we hand over the complete charge once and for all to Chintan sir. Thank you, sir, without any interruptions here from.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Arpit sir, for being with us. So let's get started for what we are here today, and let us talk about MSME and what are the basics of MSME and the related policies. Yeah, is the PPT visible on the screen? Not yet. Okay, wait.
You'll have to duplicate the screen maybe.
Let me just. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Till we technically settle, I request once again urge the viewers to kindly drop in your queries. A query that is completely detailed so that we can answer it immediately over the platform itself.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So let's get started. So MSME, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, is governed by the MSME Development Act 2006. So at times we think that is MSME definitions different in different act. So let me tell you very clearly, when it comes to income tax or when it comes to any other act, the MSME definition which is given in MSME Act 2006, that is being considered. When we talk about the Companies Act, there is no MSME definition as per GST Act or CGST Act also. there is no separate definition for MSME, but the MSME definition adopted in this 2006 Act is taken as a whole. But in Companies Act, there is a concept called small companies as per section 2 subsection 85. However, the small company and MSME Act definition of MSME are quite different. So as a thumb rule, we understand that MSME definition given under this MSMED Act 2006 is what we should consider. As you all might be aware, recently there was a revision in definition of MSME, wherein there is no separate categorization as to manufacturing and service industry, but a very vanilla type clear crystal definition of MSME is given, wherein for micro enterprises, any investment up to rupees 2.5 crore and turnover up to rupees 10 crore will be considered as a micro enterprise. For the small enterprises, investment up to 25 CR, more than 2.5 and up to 25 CR, it will be considered as a small enterprise, and turnover limit from 10 crore to 100 crore will be considered as a small enterprises. And for medium enterprise, the limit for investment is 125 crore, and for turnover, it is 500 crores. This is a revised MSME definition. At times, it is very important to understand this definition. Why? I tell you, when we seek about the compliances point of view, that this is applicable to micro and small enterprises, applicable only to micro enterprises, any subsidies or any benefits are for example, for only micro enterprise. So we should be very much clear that this micro enterprise definition is now been widened. It has increased its horizon. So companies for turnover up to 500 crore, now they are under bracket of MSME. This is a very big change. We all should, get it under ourselves so that we can guide the MSMEs accordingly. Now, currently, the MSMEs in India are, this is a figure, just a figure, 6 crore 83 lakhs MSMEs registered in India. Let us have a very quick look of which states are having maximum MSMEs. Okay. So we can see Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, they are leading states with having maximum numbers of MSME. These are the statistics and numbers where we are trying to understand the contribution to the GDP and the growth rate. This is year on year it is given how the gross value addition is done by MSME in our GDP, right? So we can see in 22-23, there's 30.1% of value addition. That is phenomenal. Now, MSME's role in export. This MSME are not just restricted to be a support system to large units. They are also excelling when it comes to export. These are the statistics which speaks that in export also, MSMEs are growing at a very phenomenal rate. Further, about the employment generation. See, we all are aware this MSME is creating a huge employment generation. I tell you how. Because any large unit set up in an area, they need MSMEs around it in order to run efficiently. These MSMEs are the huge employment providers because many of them are labor intensive. Many of them require few of them employment, maybe unskilled or semi-skilled workers. So this MSME plays an important role when it comes to employment generation. Now, a very important question, that why do I need MSME registration? So usually, speaking very frankly, usually clients hote hai ya SSEs or the entrepreneurs, they come that we need a MSME registration usually when they go to take a loan. So they come across and they say, I need a MSME certificate because bank has asked it. But it is our role to understand and make the entrepreneurs understand this, that MSME registration should be taken even if you are not taking any loan. So why MSME registration is needed? Let us take a walk. So key feature, a unique identification number for your businesses, access to priority lending and subsidies. Now, here I would like to take a very important topic that many of us are not aware that if you have a MSME registration, you can get a priority lending and subsidies. So we can ask the bankers that we have a Udyam registration, give us the best rates. So only many bankers ask you that please bring your MSME certificate. So recognition in government procurement process. This is again very important. When we do the MSME registration, the portal asks you that do you want to register yourself on the trades portal, GEM portal? So you have to click yes. what is all that? We will discuss in our upcoming webinar. We will talk about it. But it is important that for government procurement processes also, we should have a valid Udyam certificate, that is MSME certificate. And it is valid across India for various schemes. Now, what are the benefits? So access to government scheme and subsidy, as we all said. So if you want to take any government subsidies, it is important that you are registered under MSME certification, that is Udyam certification. Easier access to business loan and credit for getting priority lending, lower interest rates, and very importantly, collateral-free loans under credit guarantee schemes. So if you want any collateral-free loans, again, you should be MSME registered. Protection of intellectual property. Now, subsidies for trademark and patent registration help business to protect their intellectual property at a very reduced cost. All this is possible if we have a MSME certificate. Market expansion and increased credibility. So I can say this Udyam Aadhaar is your identification of your business. Just like Aadhaar card is an identification of your individual personality, my individual personality, our Udyam certificate is identification of our business. An MSME certificate enhances business credibility, attracting more customers, partners, and government contracts. So if I show my Aadhaar card, I am validated that yes, he's a Indian citizen with a Aadhaar card. Same, our business is known by his Udyam certificate. Now, tax and financial incentives. Business benefits from tax rebate, reduction, compliance burden, and easier access to financial resources. We already know this. Now, how MSME certificates helps in securing business loan. So, whenever you go for a bank loan, our client may go for a bank loan. Always try to negotiate on this ground that we are MSME registered. We have a Udyam number. Usually, हम जब पूछा जाता है हम दे देते. But if we negotiate in a true way, many banks, many PSU banks may reduce your rate of interest if we ask from front that we are a Udyam registered, kindly give us some waiver. Or same way CGT MSE scheme, credit guarantee schemes for MSME. When we discuss with the bankers that I am a MSME registered, kindly give me collateral free credit guarantee schemes. So you can also get the benefit of the same. Okay. Further, many a time resolving eligibility and classification issues. So at times there is a classification issues. We are not aware we are under which NIC code. So when we go for loan or any other tie-ups, it is important that we produce our Udyam certificate where our NIC code means what product I am dealing. At times there are many products where there is a confusion in the NIC code. So if you have a valid Udyam registration, MSME certificate, you can clearly state your certificate will say that you are under which NIC code. Next, we have credit link capital subsidy scheme. So if you are taking loan, you can get a subsidy also from the state governments or the central government. There is a very important program run that is called Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. So this Prime Minister Employment Generation programs helps to get you collateral free loan where it is very much easy for the new ventures. When you are starting a new venture, you can apply under this PMEGP scheme and take benefits from the government. So they give you collateral free loan plus also subsidies on this loan. For example, if you take 20 lakh rupees loan, different states give you different subsidies on this loan so that your repayment burden also get reduced. Further, we have technology upgradation and infrastructure support. Very important. Now, this you may feel that it is nothing. Registration to sabko aata hai, MSME registration. But let me tell you, sometimes we do a very minor mistake in registration process, and जब उसको change करना रहता है, or when we need to amend it or cancel it, at that time this becomes a headache. I can tell you from my personal experiences, I get many calls for changes in MSME certificate or cancellation, or it is not happening, or we are facing some issues related to it. Shall we go to DIC office? Shall we go to the state government office? So this, I wish everybody pay very important attention and understand that if your registration process is smooth, then it will help you for any further amendments or cancellation or any changes. Okay. So please understand this. It is completely online, paperless, and based on self-declaration. Whatever we declare, the government accepts it. So MSME registered entity can avail a string of tax exemptions. Okay. Loan and financial credit are easily available to MSME. These all things we are aware, like how it can help us and all that, right? Let us go to what documents are important for registration. Aadhaar card of the applicant, PAN card, address of the business. So whenever we go to the Udyam registration portal, okay, I will share you the website also, that Udyam registration portal. So at that website, what documents we should have in our hand before we go for the registration. So these are some important documents. Aadhaar card of the applicant. Now, at times, what happens is, for example, Mr. A and Mr. B starts a partnership firm. So there should be one authorized person. There should be one authorized person whose Aadhaar card should be used. From out of these two partners, authorized person Aadhaar card should be used. We should enter that Aadhaar card number. There will be an OTP on that Aadhaar card linked mobile number, which will help us to start the registration process. This is very important. Now, galti kahan pe hoti hai? Where we do the mistake, I tell you. For example, Mr. A and B are the partners. Mr. A is an authorized person. However, A and B are not in the town. So the consultant, manager or some third person may say, ठीक है मैनेजर का पैन कार्ड दे दीजिए, आधार कार्ड दे दीजिए, उस पर रजिस्ट्रेशन कर रहे थे. This is a wrong process. We should always do registration of MSME of either of the partners or the authorized person only. Okay. So we have to put the Aadhaar card, PAN card, address of the business, property paper. Now, why property paper is wrote? Because we need to put in a proper address as mentioned in your property document. Okay. If it is a rented premises, as per rent agreement. A cancel check, submit a copy of sale or purchase bills. These are just for the verification of your addresses. This all things you have to keep handy. You did not upload it anywhere. Nothing is to be uploaded. But investment detail, okay, your turnover, how much is your turnover? If it is a new enterprise, then you need not write any turnover over there. Investment detail, that my equipment will be this much, my plant and machinery will be this much. Your name, your NIC code. Now you will say, I don't know what is NIC code. So at the website, please note out the website, udyamregistration.gov.in. At this website, you can also find the NIC code, that for my product, for example, my product is watch manufacturer. So you can get a NIC code of watch manufacturer, right? So look at this NIC code and accordingly put it in your Udyam registration self-declaration. As we all discussed, we have to go to this website, udyamregistration.gov.in. Get started, enter your Aadhaar card number, applicant name, validate, OTP, and we can go ahead. After putting the OTP, then you will be taken to the final submission stage. There you have to put in your acknowledgement. You will get an acknowledgement number after the final submission. Before that, you have to fill in all the details. What is the name of your organization, number of employees, investment details, etc. Yes, so we have discussed about this udyamregistration.gov.in. Okay. Now, once we are registered, we can also verify our Udyam number. Or let me come here with the concept where we all know that we have to verify our creditors' Udyam number. We ask from our creditors that please share your Udyam number. Now, उन्होंने जो Udyam number दिया है, sometimes they don't share the certificate, they share this number, or even if they share the certificate, we have to enter this and verify whether this certificate belongs to that concerned creditor only, or is this Udyam certificate still a valid certificate or it is cancelled, right? Now, how to download this certificate? So when you go to this portal, you can also find an option where you have to enter your Udyam number, your mobile number, and then you can easily download your Udyam certificate. Now, it is safer to say that MSME are playing a vital role in strengthening economy. It has a potential to boost the growth of business and ensure higher return on investment with operational flexibility. So I hope it is these things are clearing about MSME registration certificate. Okay. I will take a pause and I will ask you all, is there anything related to the registration? Now it is very small matter, but it is very important matter that we have to put in all the important information, correct information, so that in future, when we need to amend it or cancel it, it doesn't create a headache for us. Okay. Any query, then you can write now also. Now, very important question. How to cancel my Udyam MSME registration license? So why we need to cancel? We'll understand that things also. How we need to cancel, we'll try to decode that also. A very simple, you have to go to the Udyam registration portal, as we all know, the same portal. And there is an option called update/cancel registration. So you need to enter, put in the mobile number, OTP, and then click on the update/cancel registration. Now, when you are navigated to cancellation option, which is in the top right corner of the page, select the reason of cancellation. Now, this is also very important point. After clicking cancellation, you have to choose the reason of your cancellation from drop-down menu. Depending on the reason you choose, you may be required to provide additional details in your text box. Let me stop here and make you understand why this cancellation and reason for cancellation is important. For example, I have started a MSME in Maharashtra. For whatsoever reason, that MSMEs get shut down. अब shut down तो हो गया, but मैंने उसका cancellation नहीं किया. It is same just like, for example, I have taken any subsidy. I have run my MSME till the obligation or the period I was told to do it. And if then I am shutting down, I should ensure that I cancel my MSME certificate also. Many times we don't do it. Just like partnership firm खड़ा किया, partnership firm dissolve हो गया, but हम हमारा पैन कार्ड surrender नहीं करते, तो वो गलती नहीं करना है. We have to ensure that our MSME, if our business is closed down, we have to surrender it. We have to cancel our MSME and state the correct reason why you are cancelling your registration. So now what do we get? So this, as we all discussed, you also need to have a bank account, relevant documents. So when you go to cancel your registration, ensure you have your certificate, PAN card, Aadhaar card, bank account details, relevant documents depending on specific reason. Now this you do not upload any document that or reason, but you have to state. तो जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपने बोला दैट वी आर शटिंग डाउन ड्यू टू सो एंड सो रीजन, सो उसका कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट है, आपके पास कुछ प्रूफ होना चाहिए. कहीं पे भी अपलोड नहीं करना है. यू नीड नॉट अपलोड इट एनीवेयर, बट यू शुड हैव विथ योर ओन सेल्फ. सो इन फ्यूचर व्हाट रीजन यू आर मेंशनिंग फॉर योर cancellation, you have a supporting document of this. Now what could be the reason? The reason could be closure of business. Okay, further shift in focus. For example, companies that choose to expand and develop industry outside the MSME parameter may require the cancellation of registration. For example, now we are not MSME, we are turned into a large unit. My turnover is crossing 500 crore. Then in that scenario, I need to cancel my MSME registration and take large scale registration, that is IEM registration, large scale registration. But I need to cancel my MSME registration. Now, there may be structural changes or scaling beyond the MSME criteria. For these reasons also, you need to cancel your existing MSME registration. Okay. For example, Mr. A and Mr. B, they both are partners running a partnership firm. Now they are closing their partnership firm. So they need to cancel their MSME registration, which is based on that partnership firm. Now they are starting a new private limited company with having A, B, and C. So they need to cancel the MSME registration of A and B partnership firm and need to reapply A, B, C private limited new MSME firm. Correct? So if there is a change in organizational structure of the company, we need to cancel our MSME registration and apply for the new. So some steps which can streamline and make it easier is to keep all necessary documents ready, ensure all compliance and financial related requirements are fulfilled. And very important point, when we apply for registration, you can get Udyam registration within 2 minutes or 3 minutes hardly. But for cancellation, it may take time because things are verified. So immediately it won't be cancelled. You can check it within 24 hours whether your MSME has been cancelled or not. Now let us go to some MSME policies, okay, as we were discussing. So MSME is the backbone of Indian economy, as we all know. Now so there are various policies and schemes which are related to women, SC, ST, remote region, technology upgradation, market access, quality standard, finance, capacity building, etc. We'll try to go through all these MSME schemes and understand that what are the schemes related to MSMEs. Very much important. This is Credit Guarantee Fund Scheme, CGT MSC scheme. So collateral free loans up to 50 lakh rupees for MSME. Now, please understand, this limit is now been increased to 2 crores. Okay. Previously, it was 50 lakhs for individual MSMEs. Now it is increased to 2 crores. Credit link capital subsidy for technology upgradation, that is 15% of subsidy, increase ceilings, encourage use of modern machinery, help in quality and productive improvements. Okay. Now, very important, please note down this microfinance risk funds. Portfolio risk funds via SIDB or MFI to expand their access in server areas. So SIDB also funds microfinances they are providing to these MSMEs via government for those enterprises which need to expand or put in something new project. Now, what about quality technology and innovation enhancement? For that also, financial subsidies and incentives are given. The reimbursement scheme to help small enterprise to get certificate and meet global domestic norms. Now, there is a small MSME which has startup. They want to take ISO or ISO 1401. So for that, there is an expense to take this kind of certification. So reimbursement of this kind of expense is done to the small enterprise to get certificate and meet global norms. Cluster development. So common facility centers. So what is this cluster development program? Let me give you some examples. For example, there is a region in Maharashtra where there are many small MSMEs related to the textile or apparel. Okay. So they can come together, create a cluster and have a cluster development program. Under this development program, common facility centers are created, infrastructure are created by the government and help them to come together, create a group together, cluster together, which can help them to have a common facility center for progress of each and every one in the same cluster. Grants and financial support for patent registration. Okay, this can also be provided. Okay, very important, market access and branding. Now, for example, we have a small MSME, but we are very much excited or very much inclined to participate in domestics and international exhibitions in order to market our product. So any kind of expenditure done under this exhibition will give an assistant under Market Development Assistant MDA scheme of MSME. Now there are various state governments providing different kind of financial incentives. Also, central government is giving benefit for you to participate in this exhibition of domestic and international and get all kind of expenses reimbursement, of course, up to a certain ceiling limits, depend on the state and the central government. Okay. So this is to encourage you to please take your products to the market, go and participate in the exhibitions, domestic or internationally, and get a more exposure in the market. Further, there is a design clinic scheme, which enables MSME to adopt better design practices, conduct design projects, and awareness workshop. Further, special focus and inclusivity and regional equity. Enhanced assistance for special category states. Now, states like Northeast, hilly states, Andaman Nicobar Island, Lakshadweep, in many schemes get a higher subsidy percentage. Why? Because government also wish that this kind of regions should be more developed in terms of MSMEs. Schemes focus on women, SC, ST, and marginalized communities to ensure equitable participations. So, women-oriented MSMEs are getting more subsidies. Many states are promoting, central government is also promoting. Further, implementation and institutional support. So there is a MSME, DIs, NSIC, CDB rolling out the scheme. All these schemes created by MSME are conducting various outreach monitoring programs and trying to make these policies reach to the MSMEs so that benefits can be passed on. Use on online portals, simplified application mechanism for better ease of access, and need for awareness building for small enterprise for scheme benefit and quality compliances. This we have talked about manufacturing industries. Now, there are many MSME policies for service industry also. Service industry majorly covers of what tourism, hospitality, restaurant, IT, software service, professional business services, repair, maintenance, and real estate. They are the key contributors for employment generation with the low entry cost, local and regional livelihood, urban and rural balance, export and foreign exchange via IT professionals. We all know the software developers. Now, financial and credit support. So, credit guarantee fund scheme, CGTMS scheme, as we discussed for manufacturers, same is also available and applicable to the service industry, service providers also. Same way with market development assistance, the same. Participate in the trade fairs, buyer seller meets, publicity, branding, all those you can, or even the service industry can get benefit of the subsidy. Further reimbursement of certification cost, we also discuss it for manufacturers. Same is available for the service provider also. IRP, design clinics, and quality management standards and tools. We have discussed this for manufacturers also. Same available for service industry. Now, market access and branding. Enable service provider, we discussed, we are going in detail, but it is the same thing that if you participate in any exhibition, if you participate in any of the promotional activity, you can get a financial incentives from the central government and also state governments. Okay. Further, what are the frequently asked questions related to this MSME registration or certificate, right? Let us understand. Let us discuss it. Now, what is the validity of an MSME? These certificates remain valid as long as the business complies with the MSME criteria. The day you are out of MSME criteria, this certificate is not valid. And hence, as I said, that we should apply for cancellation of the same. Can existing business apply for MSME certificate? Yes, any business can apply for it irrespective of its establishment date. For example, I start my business in 2016. I am attending today a webinar and I understand that I should have an MSME certificate. So that's okay. I can do the registration under Udyam even today. Is it mandatory? No. It's not mandatory. But we have already seen that if I am MSME registered or Udyam registered, what benefits I can get. How does MSME certificate boost credibility? So it demonstrates compliance with government regulation and enhancing trust. Okay. Are there penalties for not registration? No, there is no direct penalty, but you can miss out on benefits. What are the annual compliance? So annual compliance for MSME is business but update the financial and operational detail on Udyam portal. So many a times nowadays it is directly updated on Udyam portal, or sometimes you can also go and do manually updating. Now, what do you need to update? You need to update your investment. For example, पहले मैंने सिर्फ 5 crore से business start किया. Now I am investing more 10 crores. So my investment becomes 15 crores. This you can update on the portal. Not mandatory, but I would suggest you should do this. Why every eligible business should obtain one? A MSME certificate is a vital tool for small businesses looking to scale operations, secure funding, and gain market recognition by unlocking access to government scheme, financial incentive, and priority lending. Okay, we have already discussed these points. Okay. Now, every small error can lead to rejection or apply of a loan or a government scheme. So it should be very clear that our PAN card and Aadhaar card is linked. There is no mismatch in Udyam detail and GST details. Bank details should also be updated. Now, for example, I was having a bank account in HDFC. Now I have shifted my bank account to Bank of Baroda, or for example, SBI. So I should update my bank detail also in the Udyam certificate, which we usually avoid. But we should do this. Now it is not mandatory, but why it is needed? It is needed so that there may not be any mismatch or a non-compliance in future if you go for any government tender or if you go for any GEM portal. I will explain you in future about this. Now, this is one of the very good initiative by MSME department, that is Z certification. So Z certification is basically a certification which speaks about zero defect, zero effect. It encourages and enables MSMEs for manufacturing quality products using latest technology tools to constantly upgrade their process for achieving higher quality and high productivity with latest effect on environment. Okay. So as the MSME are among the strong drivers of economy, innovation and employment, it is very, very important to strengthen the ecosystem. The government has started this initiative and make them sustainable and transform them as a national and international champion. So this scheme is implemented in the two phase. phase one, where manufacturer MSMEs with the Udyam registration will focus largely on maximizing inclusion of manufacturers and taking them job journey to Z. Okay, that in your manufacturing process, ensure that you have a zero defect and zero effect kind of quality production, and which has a good impact on the environment, positive impact. And in second phase, this will include the service sectors also, where zero effect and zero defect practice should also go to the service industries. Now, what are the stages, or what are the certifications we get? So there are 3 level certifications. First is bronze level, second is silver level, and third is gold level. So every MSME that embarks on the journey of Z will have to take a Z pledge before applying for the Z certification level. Okay. Now Z pledge is a type of a initiative where we need to ensure that we will follow this kind of norms so that you get a certification level 1, level 2, and level 3, bronze, silver, and gold. Now, certificate on WAS standards and other capacity building measures through MSME Kavach will be available to MSME immediately after taking Z pledge. After taking Z pledge, the MSME can apply for certificate level if it feels that it can fulfill the requirement mentioned in each level. So, kya hai Z certification? I have started an industry. Now, I want that I should be Z certificate. मेरे पास भी होना चाहिए. So, I have an option. Do I want level 1, level 2, or level 3? Bronze, silver, or gold? Every certificate level has its own criteria, that if I fulfill this criteria, I can get level 1 certificate. If I fulfill this, level 2. If I fulfill this, level 3. So if I am sure that I can put in this effort, then I can maintain these quality standards, I can fulfill this eligibility criteria, then I will apply for level 1 or level 2 or level 3. And accordingly, I will be given the Z certification. Okay. So the intent of taking a Z pledge is to take a pre-commitment or a solemn promise by MSME to uphold the values of zero defect, zero effect in the practice, and urge them to move ahead of the journey of Z. Okay. So it is very much important. Here I would like to put in one more thing. Z certification is very much important in your industry. We do not take any certification unless it is mandatory, but I would recommend every industry should be Z certified industry. It is very much helpful. For example, when you want to uh, supply to government or do any foreign tie-ups, this Z certification is very, very essential. And this also creates a track record that you are Z certified since 5 years, since 4 years, because you are committed to your certification, and every year you can renew it, your certification. For example, last year I was a silver level 2, but then I thought I can do better, then I can transform myself to a gold Z certification. But it is very much important in this competitive market to have a Z certification so that I can outshine my project, my product, and do well in the market. And it builds a trust and confidence among the stakeholders around you that you are a Z certified MSME. So your product quality is, of course, very, very good. Now, let us now discuss about state's most successful MSME and what we can learn from these states or how they are prospering their MSMEs. Okay. First, we'll discuss on Maharashtra. Maharashtra state, okay. So, Maharashtra is a home to 82.63 lakhs MSME, contributing around 40% of the state GSDP and generating employment over 1.3 crore individuals. MSME growth is powered by strong infrastructure, sectorial cluster, access to capital, and focused skilling and mentorship ecosystem. The state diversified workforce plays a vital role in driving MSME productivity. The Maharashtra budget of 2025 set ambitious goal with 40 lakh crore in investment, 50 lakh new jobs, and export-led MSME growth. Okay, so this is what we are talking about Maharashtra state, where there are maximum MSMEs, 82.63 lakh MSMEs. Now, these MSMEs are helping the large units and also directly to the economy for this prosperity. And Maharashtra is leading in it. Now it's a day to celebrate progress and pride, a reminder of a state remarkable achievement. This is something which we should learn, that how these MSMEs are prospering in Maharashtra. Now, what are the key enablers? the world-class connectivity, that is ports, airports, industrial corridors, Samruddhi Marg, boosting the trade and logistics. Industrial ecosystem, Pune. So we all know Pune is known for automobile industries. So in order to prosper for this industry, they need MSMEs. Because Maruti doesn't build the nut and bolts inside their factory. They look out for the MSMEs who can do it for them. And Mumbai is for finance, Nashik is for vineyards, Solapur, Sangli for emerging hub. And what about the financial capital advantage? So they have an access to the investors, export assistance, and Mumbai-based financial institution. And Maharashtra also stands out in knowledge capital, that is incubation hubs, Skill India Maharashtra, MIDC support, MSME skill and innovation. There are many incubators and centers which focus on MSME skill upgradation in Maharashtra. This is very much important and good to. Now, what are the other factors? Other factors are sectoral spread. Agriculture. So for agriculture is Ahmednagar, Jalgaon, manufacturing, food processing, textile, IT, tourism. So various regions contributing in the overall MSME success of Maharashtra. Now, when we talk about workforce, so workforce is technician, developers, designer. They are skilled workforce in Maharashtra. Semi-skilled are in textile workers, carpenter, guides, and unskilled are loader, helpers, delivery agents. Skill development initiatives like MSSDS, vocational training, as I already said, for MSME. There are many vocational training tailored for MSMEs in Maharashtra. PMKVY, training programs across district, cluster development programs. And impact drives entrepreneurship and upward mobility, creates avenues for continuous learning and inspire workers to launch own enterprises. Government 2025 budget targets 40 lakh crore industrial investment by 2047, 15 lakh new jobs, expansion of MSME park, and emerging opportunities. Green energy, agro processing, healthcare, digital services, etc. This we talked about Maharashtra. Why we discuss about Maharashtra? Because they are largest contributor in MSME, number of MSMEs. And second is Uttar Pradesh. We are discussing so that we can understand what are the factors which are helping the state to prosper in MSME. Next is Uttar Pradesh. Now, according to a report, Uttar Pradesh has emerged among the top 3 states as a significant contributors to MSME with 9% share in total registered MSME in the country. Sector-wise, highlighted construction sector contributing approximately 8% of GDP. Now, what are the key pointers? So, official data conveys that there is 2.21 crore MSMEs registered in Uttar Pradesh, whereas the clusters are developed in Agra, Kanpur, Varanasi, Lucknow, Ghaziabad. And out of this, 38.09 lakh with 17.2 share were from Maharashtra, followed by 22.32 lakh with 10% share from Tamil Nadu and 20.95 from Uttar Pradesh. So it is Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, and then Tamil Nadu. Of course, Rajasthan and Gujarat are also doing very well in terms of MSME. Just a very quick on Tamil Nadu also. So Tamil Nadu, as we see, 35.3 lakh Udyam registered MSME, 1.1 CR employing people, 12% of India's manufacturing GDP and 10% of India export. Majorly Chennai. Okay. So again, just a small detailing how Tamil Nadu is prospering because of textile, garment, leather, footwear, food processing, electronic hub, engineering and auto components, and infrastructure, of course, SIDCO, estates, etc. Now, opportunities, credit and financial products, emerging growth avenue, challenges and focus area. Okay, MSME champion portal. Okay, now there is a MSME champion portal. Okay, so we have discussed about registration, cancellation, basics. We have seen some policy related to MSMEs. Now we will go to a very important and very good portal, that is MSME champions portal, where you can see all the schemes existing, new, everything on one single portal, that is MSME champions portal. Now, here you can see about your existing schemes like MSME schemes which support to MSME, cover financial assistance for technology and skill development. And there are target beneficiaries like Khadi, core sectors, SC, ST, women, etc. We discussed this previously also. Again, very quick look over here for PMEGP, Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. loan for upgradation. So along with this PMEGP, there is a Mudra loan also, wherein existing unit, if they want to expand, they can apply for the Mudra Yojana or PMEGP. There are subsidies from state to state, it varies. Now, this is credit guarantee scheme from MSME, CGT, MSE, as we discussed, it limits have been increased to 2 crore. Guarantee covers vary from 85% up to rupees 5 lakh. And CLS also, we have a credit link capital subsidy. Now, MSME technology centers. So training, so there are many technology centers. So skill and technology innovation support ke liye, MSME central government has defined technology centers where you can get training about tool, mold, die, design, CNC, any kind of trainings government is providing, where you can go there, take a training and then get a job. Digital MSME schemes, encourage the adoption of ICT tools and digitalization in production and business processes. Entrepreneurial and managerial development through incubators. See, this is also very much important that there are incubation centers across the country and different schemes of startup by state governments where they create incubation centers where you can get seed funding, you can get mentors. For example, I am a commerce background. I don't know coding. I cannot make a website, but I have a platform called Incubation Center where I can take my business. I can go at Incubation Center. I can get mentors. I can get different skill set people who can work for me, make website for me, or I can use the tool and equipments present at this incubation center and help my business to run. I can also get venture capitalists, seed funding, etc. from these kind of incubation centers. This is PMS, procurement and marketing support. So government helps in your procurement also. Okay. We'll discuss about GEM portal also, how this GEM portal is turning to be a big game changer, where government procures services or product from you. It gives an opportunity that there's a tender, you can fill it very easy steps, and you can apply for it from the GEM portal, and government will procure your products at a very good rate. Promotion in northeast regions and Sikkim, we discuss on it. There is a regional sectorial. So sectorial, there is core and khadi sector scheme. So core technology upgradation, Mahila core yojana, infrastructure modernization, etc. And national SC/ST hub. So there also there is a support from which you can find from this champions portal. Another important point is Z certification. We already discussed in this. More details you can also find it on champions portal. Now, what is the scheme for starters? Sir, ये so we have discussed, हमने discuss कर लिया कि आपका existing business है तो state government, central government, CGT, MSC, CLS, SSS or some kind of benefits like PMEGP. This is given. मुद्रा लोन ये भी समझ में आ गया. But what about the starters? नया business चालू करना है. So what? So for starters, aspiring entrepreneurs, unemployed youth and artisans, and those wanting to set up a new micro and small unit, provide financial support, skill development, credit guarantee tool, technical assistance, etc. So there are various agencies who implement these schemes for the new startups that are KVIC, Core Board, DIC, KVIB, Bank and NBFCs. Now, so what is PMEGP, manufacturing units, service units, up to 25 lakhs. This is now up to 50 lakhs. Service industry now up to 20 lakhs. So usually you can get without collateral PMEGP. You can start a new business with this, putting your file under PMEGP scheme. And you can also get subsidies under this, depend on the area. So under this, for you have to contribute only 10% of the project cost. Rest 90% government will take care and help you to get the loan. Please understand one thing. Under PMEGP scheme, it is not that government is giving you loan. Government is recommending the banks that kindly they are eligible, you may please give them loan. So please understand, government is not giving any direct loan. Government is recommending your business to the bank that please give them loan under PMEGP schemes, and bank are mandatorily liable to give you a loan under this scheme if it is said by the DIC or the government institute, KVIC or anybody, implementing agencies. Gram Udyog Vikas Yojana for artisan youth involves short skill development followed by distribution of toolkit and assistance in forest, mineral, agro, paper, food processing, etc. Credit guarantee for loan and micro and small enterprises and new enterprises. Okay, this we already discussed. CGT MSC cover. What does it cover? So for the new businesses, startups also, you can get CGT MSC loan up to rupees 2 crore without collateral or third party guarantee. Now, this we have discussed about the existing business, the new business. Now, what about training and skills building schemes? So entrepreneurship and skill development programs component includes industrial motivation and entrepreneurship awareness program to motivate you. See, this is very much important, I tell you. There are many schemes by central government, state governments, but these schemes, we need to take these schemes to our clients, to our own brothers and sisters in the country, so that we as a professional should bridge this gap and help our clients to take advantage of this scheme if they are MSME. So there are various government programs which we encourage them to please attend these government programs and understand the schemes and policies in detail. Entrepreneurship cum skill development programs for technical and entrepreneurial skill, management development programs MDA for managerial and decision making skills, role of tool room and technology development center in offering trade specific and short term long term courses. Now, how to avail this? You should be more than 18 years of age. You can be a self-help group, charitable trust society. Okay, very important point. Maximum of people understand that MSME मतलब partnership, individual, private limited, उनको ही MSME बोला जाता है. नहीं, नहीं, नहीं. You can be a self-help group, you can be charitable trust, you can be society, and you can be qualified as a MSME. Okay. Now, artisan, local, traditional crafts under specialized schemes like Gram Udyog. Under this Gram Udyog, I will also cover one more point. This is Vishwakarma Yojana, PM Vishwakarma Yojana. And in that, we will discuss that how different sectors, specified categories, 18 categories are being identified and benefits are given under Vishwakarma Yojana, very easily available loan scheme. Now, impact and consideration. New enterprise creation, especially in undeserved and rural areas, employment generation among youth and artisans, local economic development through micro enterprise and allied industries. Now, what are the challenges? Quality of the project proposal, need for good planning, awareness among aspirations, timely delivery of subsidy and banks. See, this is very much important. When we talk practically, it is we should understand that मुझे लोन आज चाहिए, but मुझे 3 महीने बाद लोन मिलेगा. That doesn't make sense. So in order to ensure that the process is run smooth, see, everything is digital, everything is online, but we need to upload the proper document. We need to go to the proper table, proper office in order to get our subsidy or the bank sanctions. You can get benefit of PMEGP. However, you should first get the recommendation from the correct offices of government. Then you can get the bank sanction. So it is important that we are very much self-aware, or our client are very much self-aware, that they know that how to take bank sanction subsidies and this schemes benefit. It is very easy, but the only problem is many a times रास्ता बहुत सीधा था पर हम घूम के चले गए. जाना था मुंबई से दिल्ली पर हम वाया कलकत्ता चले गए. This is the reality why we face problems in getting the benefits of the scheme, because there was a very straight direction, but we got misguided and we went here and there and then with the destination, which kill the purpose of the schemes on both ways. Now we will understand how large units are dependent on MSME. A very practical examples and practical things we'll discuss. Real life examples. Now let us talk about automobile industry. Now large units like Maruti, Tata, Mahindra, Hyundai, dependency on MSME, 70 to 80% of auto components are manufactured by MSME. Items like seat cover, nut bolts, wiring harness, brake system, plastic molding. For example, Maruti has 2,000 MSME suppliers in its vendor base. Many auto ancillary MSMEs in Gurgaon, Pune, Chennai, Sanand thrive only because OEM demand. So these large industries like Maruti Suzuki or any other automobile industry can survive because they have 70 to 80% of auto components directly procuring from MSME, and these MSMEs are working for this Maruti. automobile industry. Now, let us talk about steel and engineering industry. In steel and engineering industry, large units like Tata Steel, L&T dependent on MSME for fabrication, machining, casting, and component manufacturing. So, further, Chandan Steel Limited, Gujarat partners with MSME for rolling, machining, and logistics services. Okay. Textile and apparel. So, textile and apparel, in that also, uh, textile and apparel, there's a Reliance Industries, Irwin Mill, Raymond. Now, dependency on MSME. MSME handle dyeing and weaving, stitching, embroidery, and packing. So, this Irwin Mill also outsourced the garment stitching to MSME tailoring unit across Gujarat and Rajasthan. Okay. So, all this textile and apparel also has to depend on MSME in order so that it can help them to do a larger export when they can get help from these MSMEs. And in FMCG, when we talk, large units like ITC, HUL, Nestle, Amul, they are also dependent on small farmers or small MSMEs or small societies of farmers so that they can prosper. Another example in the pharma industry, we have Sun Pharma, Cipla, Zydus, Dr. Reddy. And in IT, of course, we all know Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Reliance Jio. These also are dependent. So this example of IT is very much revealing that on not only manufacturing industries, but also for the service industry, it is important to handhold the MSME so that they can prosper. When MSME and startups can do work for them, they can do work at a larger scale or larger horizon. Now let us study some case studies where we will discuss on, now before going to case study, let us talk about one very important MSME Samadhan delayed payment monitoring system. However, I have not covered in this PPT, but I need to highlight this MSME Samadhan delayed payment monitoring system because it is very, very, very important. And सबसे काम का मेरे हिसाब से अगर ये MSMEs को है, for example, I am not taking loan, I am not taking subsidy, my MSME is not involved in anything. There, okay, that's fine. But please make your MSME aware that you can take action if there is a delay payment in monitoring system, right? For example, it is very simple. मुझे किसी से पैसे लेने थे and 45 days हो गए, he is not giving my money. Okay, he is my debtor and I am MSME registered. I have a valid udyam. So that in that case क्या होगा? In that case, this delay payments MSME Samadhan portal or Samadhan scheme will come into the picture and help us to get our funds recovered. Let me tell you, practically this is very successful. I have personally observed this, practically done this, that MSME Samadhan portals give you a very good result. Let us understand how does this work and what is the assistance that can give under the Samadhan portal. Okay. So, so there is a MSEFC of the state after examining the case filed by MSME unit will issue direction to the buyer unit for payment due amount along with the interest as per the MSME Act. So what is the primary thing to be done is the MSME unit have to apply to MSEFC of every state. Every state has own MSEFC, okay, center. So they have to apply there. They have to file the case, not apply, file the case. Now case कैसे file करना है? Very simple online process. MSME Samadhan portal. That's it. samadhan.msme.gov.in. Please note down samadhan.msme.gov.in. You have to go there, register yourself. You have to file the case. Very simple, self-explanatory. You have to file the case. Upload the document. Documents क्या upload करना है? For example, Mr. A has purchased from Mr. B goods worth ₹100. Mr. A is not giving the ₹100. 45 days भी हो गया, पैसा नहीं दे रहा है. So Mr. B, a MSME Udyam registered person, can go to this portal, go to this samadhan.msme.gov.in and file the case. Now while filing the case, उनके पास क्या होना चाहिए? Purchase order होना चाहिए, invoice copy होना चाहिए, goods has been sent or services has been provided, इसका proof होना चाहिए. Upload this document, ensure 45 days has been crossed and payment is not made, and just file the case. Once the case is filed, then MSEFC of every state, जहाँ पे भी आपका state है, they will issue a direction to the buyer unit that kindly make payment to this MSME unit. It has been 45 days, you have not made the payment, you are bound to make the payment. Along with the interest भी देना पड़ेगा because you have delayed the payment. Now what happens? एक notice आ गया, नई payment का delay हुआ, नई notice दिया, the government again sends another notice. They will ensure that you make the payment to this MSME. And if you have any grievances, you can fight back. You can reply them that there was a quality issue. Like, for example, some MSME हम पे केस कर देती है कि भाई मेरा पेमेंट नहीं दे रहा है, and there is a quality issue, then you can always counter that. You can go to the MSEFC, and there you can ask for reply. They will take your reply and guide you further what has to be done. But the basic motto is that you, if there is a payment जो नहीं निकल रहा है, तो आपको वो पेमेंट के लिए यहाँ पे केस फाइल कर देना चाहिए. As simple as that. Okay. Now, what are the features of this scheme? The feature is buyer is liable to pay compound interest with monthly rates to supplier on the amount at the 3 times of the bank rate. Please note, amount at the 3 times of the bank rate notified by RBI. And in case he doesn't make payment to the supplier for his supply of goods within 45 days of the accepted of the goods or services. Okay. 45 days के बाद ही आप केस फाइल कर सकते हो. State government to notify authority for filing EM, rules of MSME and constitution of MSEFC. MSEFC plays a very important role in this Samadhan portal. और समाधान के केसेस का निवारण करने के लिए this MSEFC, that is Micro and Small Enterprise Facilitation Council, plays a very important role in disposing this kind of cases. Okay. Now, every reference made to MSEFC shall be decided within period of 90 days from the date of making such references as per provision laid. 90 days में आपको उसका solution मिलेगा. Either they will send a notice or they will say that no, there is no proper proof that you have sent the goods. Whatever, within 90 days they have to dispose the case. If the applicant wants to file an appeal, no application for setting aside any award by the MSFC shall be entertained by the court unless he has deposited with it 75% of the award amount. So if you want to file an appeal, मतलब जिसके ऊपर हमने केस किया उसको अपील फाइल करना है, तो he can he shall deposit 75% of the award amount for the filing the appeal. Okay. So MSME Samadhan portal, ease of filing application, an initiative by MSME, Ministry of MSME, Government of India. And I once again repeat this website because it is very much important. That is samadhan.msme.gov.in. Right? So please note down. This is very so these are the benefit of a MSME. If you are Udyam registered, तो ये आप ये benefit ले सकते हो. And let me, I once again repeat, you only need the invoice, you only need the purchase order, and you have to give an proof, LR copy or the details that yes, the goods have been sent and he has received the goods. That's it. You may try this. It is very much useful in all MSME cases. Now let us have some case studies. Okay, first is Lijjat Papad. So this Lijjat Papad was a MSME unit. Okay, it was started by Shri Mahila Grih Udyog Lijjat Papad. Now it is known as Lijjat Papad. Formed in 1959. 7 Gujarati women, initial capital of only 80 rupees borrowed, started a food processing FMCG item. And currently they are exceeding the turnover of 1600 crores, 45,000 plus women employed. Now, how this MSME turned into a large, what a inspiring case study is this? Let us just walk through. It started as a tiny household business making papad in a single room, focus on quality and taste, selling within the local community. They started, पहले आपस में ही they have sell it in the local community, and they shared the profit equally. Further, they had only 80 rupees as the initial investment. Now, this papad was a very common household item. So they have included entrepreneurs only with them and started making it, selling it at a local level. Now, what are the turning points? Comparative model of growth, no owners. Every woman involved was both an employee and the stakeholder. Okay, this is a business idea where there was no employee, but all the stakeholders. Democratic decision, build trust and loyalty, quality standards. See, here, very important point. So back then in 1960, Lijjat Papad understood that quality standardization is very much important. But in today's era, there is a Z certification. Z certification ensures that you have a very high standard quality, which helps you to outshine in the market. Brand reputation grow because of the consistent product quality, decentralized expansion rather than building one big factory. They created small production centers across India. Brand building. adopted Lijjat brand name tasting in Gujarat and Bunny Rabbit. So this is about the brand creation. And in today's era, government is giving subsidies for even creating a brand, doing advertising, going in exhibitions, etc. This is very important for us, that government and institutional support. Recognized as a village industry unit by Khadi and Village Industry Commission, KVIC. So KVIC is established in every district of India. And this institution, government institution, supports for start and development of any kind of small industries. Okay, they enjoy the concessional loan, subsidy for expansion. They recognize successful women cooperative brought award and policy support also. So initially KVIC supported, then lifted or ज़्यादा loan दिए or concession loan दिया and helped them to grow from a very small MSME to such a big, large organization. These are the statistics about this Lijjat Papad. 45,000 women across India, turnover of 1,600 crore, products sold in more than 15 countries. So such a great example of MSME turning into a very successful large entrepreneur. Sold in more than 15 countries, very good. Now, what is the lesson we need to learn? The important lesson is focus on quality, empower people, and very important, leverage government scheme. We have to leverage the government schemes. In this case, KVIC and MSME benefits can provide crucial support in early stage, and which the Lijjat Papad has done. They have ensured in the initial stage that KVIC and MSME benefits are provided so that in early stage only they can prosper very well. Another very good example case study is of Parle-G. Everybody are aware about Parle-G story, but this again, let us refresh it, because when we talk about MSME turning into large-scale successful enterprise, Parle-G, how can we forget it? So in 1929, Chauhan family started with a biscuit and confectionery initial phase, started a small confectionery unit making boiled sweets. And today they are one of the largest FMCG companies. Parle-G biscuit once held the Guinness World Record as world largest selling biscuit brand by volume. That's amazing. So it began its MSME in 1920. Indian market were dominated by British brands like Britannia, imported biscuits. Parle-G just started a small candy factory with about only 12 workers. In 1939, they diversified biscuits with the aim of offering affordable alternative to imported brand. The first biscuit the Parle-G started was Parle Gluco. Okay. Later name is Parle-G. So when there were dominance of imported and British biscuits, this MSME started with only 12 workers, dared to challenge these imported brands. Now they faced the colonial competition. Imported biscuits were seen as premium. Slowly, steadily, they started scaling it up. Very limited machinery capacity was also down, but that lacked the strong retail network in small and town. But this is where the turnaround comes. What were the turning points? Affordable pricing position. This biscuit become a common man biscuit. Okay, price much lower than imported biscuit, making it accessible across the classes. Everybody would like to have this Parle-G. Mass production, mass distribution, presence across the nation, and then slowly exporting and going it very wide. Brand building introduces an iconic Parle-G girl, a young child on the packaging in 1960, and this became a brand for Parle-G. Important thing was rural penetration. They started with a very small 2 rupees, 5 rupees packet, perfectly for rural villages, ensured distribution to remote villages, and then they diversified and expand their products with Crackjack, Monaco, Hide and Seek, Mango Bite, Melody, Kismis. However, Parle-G remained the flagship Parle-G. Now, here the government and policy support, how did they benefited? So in 1950s to 80s, when the local manufacturers were promoted, the government helped in local manufacturers like Parle-G, classified under the small scale industry in early stage, gained the tax reliefs and incentives at that point of time. And MSME category status help in initial scaling and becoming a large FMCG enterprise. Got it? Now, what is the current status? Parle-G crossed 12,000 crore plus crores and sold in over 6 million retail outlets across India. Fantastic. Global presence, they have more than 100 countries. And of course, brand we all know. Parle-G, the name itself speaks about it. Now, what is the lesson which we need to learn from this MSME turning into a large-scale industry? Is affordable innovation. Success doesn't require premium pricing. Volume can drive the scale. This is very much important lesson. Further, the leadership. Their product in every shop beats heavy advertisement. Simple branding works. A child face consisting packaging build 50 plus years of trust. And of course, the government support from time to time. Started with a tiny family-run unit, leverage affordability scale rulers reach, grew into one of the India's biggest FMCG giant and symbol of self-reliant India. This was a story of Parle-G. So these were case studies where we discuss about Parle-G and we discuss about another example of Lijat Papad, where this small MSME has turned into a large-scale industry. So we have discussed about registration process of MSME, how MSME helps to turn around or it helps the large industries, how important it is to register in the Udyam, what is the process, how to cancel it, how to amend it. We discuss the same. Different kind of financial incentives by different states and also the central government. We also talked about very important portal, that is MSME Champions portal, where you can get all the details about the new businesses existing, doing the expansion, state-wise, everything you can get on MSME Champions portal. Then we talked about an important portal again, that was MSME Samadhan portal. And Samadhan portal speaks about if there is a dispute or if you didn't get your payment in 45 days and you are an MSME, then you can file a case in Samadhan portal and you can get the result where government intervenes and help you to get recovered along with the compound interest. So this was some of the important things related to MSME, which we need to discuss and we discuss it. But when we talk about I gave an overview about the related policies of MSME, right? And also note the important definition of MSME, which has been revised. We will again do a very quick recap about the MSME definition, where it speaks like your investment is up to 2.5 CR, then you are a micro. If investment is up to rupees 25 crore, you are small. And if it is investment up to rupees 250 crores, then you are, 125 crore, then you are medium enterprises, right? Same way for the turnover, when we talk about micro, small and medium, so turnover has been 10 crore, 100 crore and 500 crore. So please make sure that you are aware that MSME definitions have been widened so that the benefits of MSME are passed on to our clients and any MSME units listening to today's webinar. Please let me know if there is any question related to today's webinar. And please note this, I will repeat of the 2-3 websites which we have discussed. One is Udyam registration website, udyamregistration.gov.in, Samadhan portal, and the third one is Champions portal. And of course, you can go state to state websites and check on the different subsidies available to different states. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Let me know for any questions.
yes, sir. We have a few questions. Radhika
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, sir. In the evolving system of MSME, we are happy to have the queries and answer them from our speaker. First query for our session is, so the question is, what is covered in investment? Whether capital WIP is also covered.
Sorry, can you just repeat the question?
Our first question is, sir, what is covered in investment? Capital WIP, is it covered? What else are covered? What is not covered?
Okay, so when we talk about investments, investment talks about your equipment and fixed assets investment. Capital WIP, if it is capitalized, that WIP will be considered in your investment. But basically, it is equipment and plant and machinery. So plant and machinery is covered in your definition of equipment and also the plant and machinery equipment. And capital WIP, if it is capitalized, then capital WIP is part of your investment. Any kind of investment which is capitalized is part of your investment.
So what about land cost?
Yes, of course, your land is an investment.
Investment. Okay, sir. Next question. Which scheme supports women entrepreneurs under MSMEs?
Okay, so there are various schemes for women entrepreneurs. There is no specific policy or scheme only for women entrepreneurs. However, However, there are state-wise different. For example, Mahila Core Yojana. This you can note down this. There is a Mahila Core Yojana by Ministry of MSME Core Board, COIR. Okay. So this is specifically for core industries for Mahila Core Yojana. Further, there is Mudra Yojana under PM Pradhan Mantri Yojana. So Mudra Yojana, again, it is not only for women, but for everybody. But if you are a woman entrepreneur, you get some more benefit than a normal entrepreneur, right? Same, there is a Women Development Corporates Udyogini scheme, and there is a trade related portal, Stand Up India scheme. Again, all these schemes are very common for all. But if you are a woman entrepreneur, you get extra benefit. For example, extra subsidy, or if there's a rate of interest, then you get a better rate of interest if you're a woman entrepreneur. Also, Mahila Udyam Nidhi scheme by SIDBI.
Okay, sir. So the next question is, what is Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for MSMEs, CGTMSE?
Okay. CGTMSE scheme basically is a scheme where you can take loan from the government without giving collateral. Okay. So basically it is launched by Government of India and SIDBI. The purpose is to give a collateral-free loan to MSMEs so that lack of security or third-party guarantee do not stop the entrepreneurs from getting the credit. So even if you don't have any collateral, you can get the loan easily. Now, these loans you can get up to 2 crores. We have already discussed in our presentation that without collateral you can get up to 2 crores loan. Now, who can apply? Even the new one can apply, and when the existing who want to expand can apply under this scheme. Now, it covers up to 85 to 75% of the funds are given by the banks, and rest you need to give your promoter contribution under the CGTMSE scheme.
Next question is, sir, they want to know the role of SIDBI in MSME development.
Okay, so SIDBI pays before I go to SIDBI, let me tell you about the CGTMSE scheme. That CGTMSE scheme, please note, whenever you take benefit of this CGTMSE scheme, you can also get these fees reimbursed. So CGTMSE fees की fees होती है. So CGTMSE fees, whatever bank is charging, you can get a complete reimbursement of this CGTMSE fees. Okay. Now let us talk about the SIDBI. So SIDBI provide direct loans to MSME, that special credit schemes. So they have a special credit schemes there, maybe for the startups or green projects like that. And it operates the CGTMSE scheme with collateral free loans. So usually the CGTMSE schemes and SIDBI have a tie-up where the SIDBI gives the collateral free loans to MSMEs. And they give it for any innovation or any new project or even existing project who wish to expand.
Okay. The next question is, sir, what does the term Z certification mean for MSMEs?
Okay, Z certification, as we already discussed in our presentation, Z certification is an extensive drive to create awareness among MSME about zero defect, zero effect. Okay, and it gives a practice and motivation to maintain the highest quality standards in your production, either manufacturing or services. And there are 3 levels in Z certification: level 1, level 2, level 3, as we already discussed. Okay, bronze, silver, and gold. And it is a self-declaration, self-promising thing that if I can do this kind of thing, I will apply for bronze and I will compile this. अगर मैं ये कर सकता हूँ तो मैं ब्रॉन्ज के लिए अप्लाई करता हूँ, और ये मैं कंपाइलेशन पूरा करके I will take a bronze level 1 certificate of Z. So basically, for the quality purpose, improve the quality purpose, Z certification has been introduced.
Further,
Yes.
sir, in this, the viewers want to know which scheme provides subsidy for quality certification of MSMEs.
Okay, so for quality certification, there are various state government schemes. For example, if I talk about Gujarat, there is Atmanirbhar scheme 2022, wherein if you take any kind of quality certifications, you get a subsidy from that. Same way, you can also get for different states for quality certification. And of the central government also, I think state-wise also, Maharashtra, there is a package scheme for incentives. Again, there also, if you take any kind of ISO certification, you get the benefit of the same. Tamil Nadu has MSME policy 2021, Karnataka new industrial policy, Rajasthan MSME policy, So there is a various state governments who give you subsidies on any kind of this certification or ISO certificate which you have taken. You can get the subsidy of this.
Next question is, sir, please explain CA's role on MSME registration. Is there any prescribed fee and responsibility, or only assistance is needed?
For MSME registration.
Role of CAs in MSME in facilitating them in the whole ecosystem of MSMEs.
Okay. So this is a very important question and very much important for all of us to know. See, we as a chartered accountants play a very vital role in encouraging or giving value addition to the clients, specifically MSMEs. Why MSME? Because today we are talking on MSME. Now let me give a very good example. As a chartered accountants, we should ensure that our clients are doing Udyam registration properly. If they are closing the business, they should surrender or cancel the registration. Now, when we are going to take bank loan, our client is taking bank loan, we should ensure that they take the help of this Udyam certificate and ask for a better rate of interest. Further, using this Udyam certificate, we as a chartered accountants can help them to get the financial incentives from the state government, from the central government, and very important. जो हर कंपनी में प्रॉब्लम होता है, that is debtors collection. You know, there are bad debts. We as a chartered accountant should ensure that if any bad debts are coming up, if we are a registered MSME, then we should go to Samadhan portal and help our SSC's client that try to recover your funds, because government has set up a special council which can help us to recover these funds, and we can play a very vital role as a chartered accountant in advisory, in guiding our clients and SSCs to take benefit of the Samadhan portal.
Okay. Can a new CA firm be registered as a MSME in Udyam?
Of course. So as we talked, manufacturing, and same with the service industry. So we as a chartered accountants, we are into service industry. So we can also register ourselves and take all the benefits of MSME subsidies, schemes, collateral-free loans. Everything can also be availed by a chartered accountancy firm.
Okay. Sir, how MSME vendors are treated in trades portal? TREDS, trades portal platform. Yeah.
Yes. So whenever we are registering ourselves in the Udyam, okay, at the time of registration, they ask us that whether you want to register yourself in trade portals. So during the trade portal, there is a system which designed by MSME. Where is sorry, your question is related to, please come again the question. How to register?
How MSME vendors are treated in trades portal? How are they treated? If you're registered as an MSME, what benefit you get after, you're linking yourself to trades platform as well?
Right. So you get a priority beneficiary. The system is primarily designed for MSME to unlock working capital. Okay, no collateral required. If you are registered on trades portal, there is no collateral required. Your credit worthiness based on buyer, not MSME. Okay, who are your buyers? Your credit worthiness is based on that. Okay, discounting rate depends on the buyer rating, not the MSME financial strength. This is very important point. And legal backing, the obligation of the buyer to pay legally recognized, ensuring security for MSME.
Okay. Which policy supports MSME entrepreneurs in accessing skill development and training programs?
Okay, so a very good question and very interesting question for me. So there are MSME government has set up an entrepreneurial programs, also skill development programs across the state and also by the central governments, which includes in some states there are ITIs, some states there are goals, GOLS goals, right? So all these programs they create also they also have a program called incubation centers. Okay, they create an entrepreneurship centers where we are allowed to go and participate in, as a MSME, we are allowed to go and participate and also learn from different kinds of ecosystem or different kind of people, different kind of products or things coming in this ecosystem, and which helps us to be a better MSME. There is a further, I would add to this. There are also MSME councils which do specifically programs for entrepreneurship development programs in colleges across the India.
Okay. Another question is, if Udyam is not updated and I want to file a suit, do I require to update my Udyam?
Sorry, please come again.
if in case of any problem, MSME seeks to file a suit case in court and their Udyam is not updated, so do they need to update their Udyam?
No, so there are two things. If you are filing the court case under section 138 or a general, civil suit, then I don't think there is any such requirement for your Udyam updation. However, if further court may ask for the civil proceedings, then it's a different point. However, if you are going through MSME Samadhan portal, if you are trying to file the case, then your Udyam should be completely updated and proper as per your records.
Okay. Another question, if both buyer and seller are registered as MSMEs, can the seller still recover dues through MSME Samadhan portal?
Of course, they can recover
Okay.
because we are MSME. So
45
just because my the मैंने जिनको goods बेचा है वो MSME है मतलब वो बच गया ऐसा नहीं हो सकता.
Okay. 45 days rule will not be applicable to medium enterprise. Is it right?
Absolutely, that is right. So 45 days rule is not applicable. First thing, if you are a trader, then also it's not applicable. It's not applicable if the creditor is not registered under MSME. तो 45 days rule नहीं आता है. Okay. This we are talking about that 45 days rule where if you don't make payment, you have to pay interest and compliance part.
Okay. If registered MSME sales go outside the limit as prescribed, the one you have discussed, and for 2 to 3 months, it's outside the criteria limit. And then after a few months, it again gets into the limit. Whether we have to cancel and re-register or what is the remedy?
No. Update. There's a MSME updation process. As we already discussed in the webinar, you can update your turnover, you can update your investments, and you can change your status accordingly.
First, what is the frequency? What is the max frequency allowed? For how many times are you allowed to change?
No, so for example, the criteria is investment and turnover. So if I cross 500 crore, I will change. So for example, if I cross my slab from a small enterprise to a medium enterprise now, so that is based on turnover. So once my turnover has crossed, I will go and change my status. Further next year, फिर अगर मेरा turnover change होगा ना या investment change होगा. So that is accordingly, it is nothing like every month करना है क्योंकि turnover and investment के basis पे criteria है.
Okay. Sir, there are a lot of questions you coming upon the definition criteria of MSMEs.
Yeah.
The criteria that you have prescribed in your at the beginning of the session. So those limits we have to check on which date. I mean, as on which date, balance sheet data do we have to pick those figures and identify and classify whether it's a medium or a small or a micro.
Yeah, so technically it should be on a balance sheet date. Okay. Now, for example, after 6 months, for example, when at the 31st March 25, I was in a small enterprise, and at September I have increased my investment. So at that point of time, also I can go and voluntarily increase my investment and change my status from small to micro to small. That is a self-declaration thing. But I should ensure that year end पे जो balance sheet बनेगी उसमें भी फिर ये बढ़ के ही investment दिखना चाहिए.
Okay. So these criteria, investment criteria and the turnover criteria, are they cumulative or do either of them also, if you are satisfying either of them, then also you're
Either of them, if you are satisfying, then you are.
it's either investment criteria or turnover criteria. Okay. The same criteria, aren't these criteria same for manufacturing and service concern?
Absolutely, they are same. So previously they were different for manufacturing, different and services. Now it is same for both of them.
Sir, isn't it undue injustice for a service sector to achieve such targets as compared to a manufacturing sector?
So it is good, na? It is good for service industry that you are, if you're not able to do, so you are a micro enterprise. It is good. You can get more benefits.
Okay. And sir, I think one more last question. So we want you to focus, restate as to ways in which we can verify Udyam of our vendors.
Okay, very simple. As we discuss on the, there's a registration site. Please note down the site again. I will tell you the site name. udyamregistration.gov.in. Okay, you need to go in the top right. There is a, when you click there, update Udyam. Okay, so there you have to click update/cancel Udyam, where you have to click on update. Okay, there one more option you can find, that is verify. So you have to click on verify. You have to enter the Udyam number, and then you can click on OK, and you can verify that what is the Udyam number. Is this Udyam number correct or not?
Okay.
So there are 3 options: update, cancel, and verify.
Okay. Sir, we are done from our question side, and we have no more questions left. So I think it's also time to wrap up. On behalf of the viewers and on behalf of the Committee on MSMEs, with the ongoing Pathshala Series 2.0, the deliberations that you provided today were detailed, they were updated, real-time updated, they were practical. And as rightly emphasized by our CCM, CA Arpit Kabra sir, MSMEs must look just beyond just their mother registration. There's long sea avenues of opportunities that one can capture and be a part of this ecosystem to handhold the scale of rising scale of businesses by the entrepreneurs as well. So guiding us through all, we are confident that these learning will inspire our participants to explore new avenues, unlock the full potential of the ecosystem. And with this, we conclude the session and we thank you wholeheartedly for delivering to such levels. Thank you so much.
Welcome. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for coordinating.